It's about that time of the year where we're finally getting to the NFL playoffs. And I say finally, even though it's felt like the season just started 2 weeks ago. And since we're getting into that time of the year, I figure what better thing to talk about today on episode 4 of Card Stonks than three guys that cards are primed to go up in value from this postseason. Of course, I'm your host, Ross Talent, but we are joined most importantly by Ray Rodriguez, card expert, of course, the inside man within the industry, knows the ins and outs of it, and he's here to tell us three guys that you should bank on and maybe try to get into that stock, all right? Or if you already own them, you're probably going to have a good time this postseason. But Ray, thanks for coming back on, and let's ready to share some card knowledge on everyone.
Yeah, I'm happy to be back. I mean, you said it. The season went by really quick. It wasn't that long ago that our Broncos started 3-0, and we thought, Broncos to the moon. But times have changed, though. Unfortunately, there will be no Broncos cards in this show.
Damn it, when will that happen again? Hopefully next year. And if you want to hear more about the actual breakdown of the playoffs or of Week 18 going into the playoffs, you can find all of our stuff. That's at thefourthandlong.com/NFL for a Week 18 breakdown and NFL playoff preview. Those are all out by now. But Ray, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this thing. What we went with a quarterback, offensive skill position, and a defensive player. So nice, kind of spreading the wealth around to get all aspects and all positions of these cards. But if you want to talk about the first guy you think is whose cards value is going to go up this postseason, who is it?
Well, I'm going to go with the most sought-after position first in football card collecting in general, and that's quarterbacks. I'm going to go with Jalen Hurts. His cards are pretty cheap. I do know, he's playing a playoff Brady. So, I mean, it just brings attention to him still, even playing Brady. So I think as long as he has a good game, even if they lose, his stocks are going to go up. I mean, if he can match up well with Brady going head-to-head, I think there's real value to be had there. So right now, his 2020 Optic Holo is going for around $25 to $40. So if you can catch an auction and get it for $25, even then you can list it for $40 and make a quick $15 on it. But if he does good, buy before the game starts, and you could honestly sell by the fourth quarter if he's having a good game, and you can make some legit money.
Isn't that funny? Have you ever flipped anything that quick before?
Oh, yeah. I've, what was it? I did it for actually the World Series. I bought a Jorge Soler card at the beginning of the World Series, and he ended up winning World Series MVP, but I bought it Game 4 and sold in Game 6. Didn't even have the card yet. I just used the same picture from the eBay post, threw it up for a few more bucks, and made some money on it.
That is perfect. Easy way to make a quick buck. I mean, it's almost like stocks itself.
It's pretty,
you can just buy and sell on the same day.
Same day.
How much money you make off that?
It's Jorge Soler. It hasn't been heard of too much, but I think I made like $20 off of it.
That's fair, especially for what do you think? What did you buy the card for?
Like $5.
Oh, so only a nice 300% profit.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah. That's not bad. Oh man, that's awesome. So Jalen Hurts, he definitely, if he could just, like you say, if he can have a good game, let alone if he somehow manages to outplay Tom Brady, sweet damn, you guys are in for a treat when it comes to his cards value. But let's throw it on to the next guy. Who is another guy you think is going to make some viewers some money?
Well, you're pretty hot on this guy. I think he was your dark horse MVP for a while, and that's Deebo Samuel. I mean, if he keeps doing what he's doing the past 4 or 5 weeks, just blowing up, if he can take that into this
6, 7,
yeah. I mean,
dude is a freak. Every position. I mean, we saw him run the ball. Well, he's a receiver, so obviously he's a deep threat there. We see him run the football while being lined up in the backfield, and now this last weekend he's throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, exactly.
MVP to me.
So you can get a 2019 Debo Samuel. We're going to go with Optic Hollows for all three of these players today. 2019 Optic Hollow Debo Samuel for $15 to $25. Position players just don't get that much love in the hobby, but there's still definitely money to be made. And if he has a good game, shoot, if he rushes for 50 yards and has 50 yards receiving, like people are going to love that just because from what he's doing, he's so versatile. And who knows, maybe he'll throw a touchdown too.
And also, if you tune into here's a cheap plug on mine, if you tune into the playoff preview, you'll be able to hear a little bit of what I think the Niners are capable of. And of course, the farther they go in the playoffs, the better postseason Deebo Samuel is going to have. So definitely might be able to put these shows hand in hand and really get a full idea of how much value Deebo Samuel can bring you. And now, one of the last positions you spoke about how defenses might be a under-recognized value of cards, but that's not necessarily a bad thing because you get something cheap because the great thing about this is like it's not all about making those $100 profits. About buy simple stocks, right? Buy low, sell high. So I'm sure the same concept can be put into defensive cards, correct?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I mean, there's still money to be made there. As long as someone has a good game, you're going to make money. I mean, look at Micah Parsons, for example. He didn't make this list today, but his stuff at the beginning of the season was pretty cheap, and he's up there for Defensive Player of the Year. And, in the hobby, defensive players don't get too much love, but if you can get a real star like that, you can make some real money.
Oh, man, yeah, he'd be a million maker at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking for those guys real quick, I know you're a big fan of Javonte Williams. Are you in on his stock?
100%. I mean, he's just
probably had a good year then.
He's a bowling ball. Yeah, I bought his stuff early because just as soon as he was drafted, I had to look up this guy's stats and his highlights and see what he was all about. And I mean, he's just insane. And lucky enough, I was right, and I got to jump on his stuff pretty early. So I'm sitting pretty on a few of his cards right now.
And it's probably only going to go up in value. So just a little side piece. Javonte Williams stock still alive and well, I'm sure. Probably still can get one fairly cheap.
Oh, yeah. And I would wait until playoffs are over if you want to make some of your bigger purchases, just because that's when the market's down for any sport. Off season is when you want to buy.
Gotcha. Well, everyone, take notes, all right? That's a big key right there. But tell us who is the last guy that we want to talk about today and your defensive player that we should invest in.
This last guy is going to be going up against Patty Mahomes in the first round, and that is TJ Watt. I think just the volume of the game, he's going against Patrick Mahomes and the scary offense of the Chiefs. It seems they got it together. But if he has a good game against arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the league today, his stuff can go way up. Right now, his 2017 Optic Hollow is going for around $20 to $30. So, you're not breaking bank or anything, and you can make some serious money. You might, just from one game, if he has a sack or two, you can make some serious money. And if you believe in them more, who knows? You can make some even more money.
And the cool thing is, I know you could attest to this, that the card industry has two sides of the coin. One to actually make some money, and also one just to collect some really cool stuff. So imagine if you could. When you think they'll be producing cards from maybe pictures or images from this season, especially with him tying that sack record.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's historic cards right now that there's for example a LeBron card.
Will those be out already? Do they make cards that quick?
There's some Panini cards, the brand Panini makes Panini Moments or something like that. And for big, historic moments or events, they'll make a card that you can get online right away. But for example, there's a LeBron card.
We're not talking NFTs, are we? Because those are stupid.
Yeah.
I feel like card NFTs have to be a thing.
He does a Kobe tribute dunk, and that card is probably one of his most sought after cards right now.
Jeez. Yeah, that's some good stuff. I love this out. Just man, these card manufacturers could pump out some stuff quick. So what are you expecting from TJ Watt? Or out of all three of you guys combined, Which one do you think is percentage-wise is going to have the largest increase in value once the postseason is all said and done?
I mean, I just go back to like that crazy game in the 2015 Super Bowl when Von Miller absolutely murdered Cam Newton. And like, I'm just imagining what someone of that same caliber in TJ Watt can do to, same kind of deal. Patrick Mahomes is in the prime of his career, top of the media. Mm-hmm. And Cam Newton, similar, was, he was Superman. He was undefeated in the playoffs. They weren't even.
This is MVP season.
Yeah. So if he can do something like that against Patrick Mahomes, he can make so much money, just so much money for you guys. And I think that's honestly Absolutely. The best bet because he's cheap. Defensive players don't get a lot of love. So when they make a huge splash like that, their stuff's going to blow up just because people want their stuff.
Absolutely. And real quick, we love that dog noise in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Don't think it's anything weird. It's his Ray's large dog. So it's a good time. But, dude, I'm super excited for this. Those three guys, Jalen Hurts, Deebo Samuel, and TJ Watt are cards you need to get into your inventory. Get on eBay. As soon as you're done listening to this, because listen to the end because it helps everything. Listen to the end, then go out and get those cards because Ray is he's looking out for you guys. He's trying to get you the biggest bang for your buck, and this is where you're going to go. It's proof is in the pudding with Ray as well. And before we cap things off, of course, the thing we always like to do on the beautiful every other Fridays where we drop the show, it's Flex It Friday, Ray. So we talked about UFC last week. What you got to flex for us this week?
All right. Well, this is kind of a UFC legend, and he's from our hometown, Team Alpha Male founder, right?
Yeah, yep, that's his gym.
Yeah, we got a Uriah Faber orange autograph out of Topps Chrome, and this is numbered out of 25.
Ooh.
But I mean, there's not too much value. He hasn't fought in a while there, but like we were talking about earlier.
But he might now with the talk with Cub Swanson, the California kid, might get another crack in the octagon.
Yeah,
so
that'd be pretty sweet. But we were just saying earlier, it's a cool card to have. Like, we grew up in Sacramento. He's kind of like the guy out of Sacramento and NorCal in general. It's like it's a great card to have.
Absolutely. Did you get that one out of a pack, or did you buy that one separately?
I bought this one separately, and I've had this card for like 3 years now, I think. Just because, it was before the card industry really blew up, but it was just something that I wanted to have because, it's best to collect what you like. And just so happens now, a few years later, he might fight again. So we'll see. Maybe my stocks will go up. I don't think I'll ever get rid of it, but, it's just cool to have. It's a fun card to own.
Definitely a collector's piece, and one of the cool ones to own as well. I know I have my hundreds of cards, and I do have a few in there where I'll probably never let them go unless someone wants to pay me an absurd amount of money. After a while, money talks. But,
yeah, well, you do have a Tim Tebow card, right?
Hey, one of 98 actually is what they did with it. Autographed rookie Tim Tebow card with a piece of his jersey on it.
It's so crazy.
Icon. I looked it up how much that card was a year ago. $150.
Yeah, the grip that man has on Broncos fans for an 8-8 season is ridiculous.
The most legendary 8-8 season of all time. One of the most legendary wild cards. Let's talk about the Broncos wild card against the Steelers.
So
all right. And let's not talk about that divisional round because it doesn't exist. It never happened.
No, the Broncos won the Super Bowl when they beat the Steelers. It's fine. I'm going to count it.
That's all that matters. Okay. Oh, man. But Ray, thank you for coming in this week, dropping some knowledge on all of us. Of course, it's always great to learn something new every single week because when you got a guy that's knowledgeable as Ray does, I mean, literally does this for a living.
Yeah, so it's fun. I'm glad to help people. I want to help people make money any way I can.
All right, and where could we find you over on Instagram?
At card.collector.3.
Gotcha. Sweet. And of course, if you want to follow our Fourth and Long card stuff specifically, we do have a separate Instagram besides Fourth and Long Radio. We have Fourth and Long Cards. So you can go ahead and check that one out as well. I'll be posting like the show drops and the cards we specify on the show. So it's always a good time, and it's one hell of a way to have a Friday, one hell of a way to kickstart the weekend as we go into Super Wild Card Weekend. And of course, if you're just a football fan in general, make sure you're going over to thefourthandlong.com/NFL. Check out our Week 18 breakdown as well as our playoff preview. It's going to be a good time. Ray, do you have a team you're rooting for most in this postseason?
It's been really fun watching Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase go crazy this year. So I wouldn't mind seeing them pop off, but I also do have a Mac Jones card currently in grading, so the longer he stays in playoffs, the more
you going to get a 10? Think you're going to get a 10 on that one?
I really hope so. So selfishly, I'm going to go with the Patriots, but as a fan, I'm going to go with probably the Bengals.
Mac Jones, Super Bowl MVP?
Please, make it happen. We got to just speak it into existence.
You would that'd be a hell of a Super Bowl for you, wouldn't it?
It would be fantastic. I'm all for
it. Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning to episode 4 of Card Stonks. Make sure to check the rest of them out at thefourthandlong.com. You can find it on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, videos on Spotify as well, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere you listen to podcasts and YouTube videos. Like I said, thanks so much for tuning in. Ray, thank you for another just mountain of knowledge that you're spilling on us. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll see all of you in the next one.